Hello and welcome to the Global Electronics Report. It's Friday, November 11th, and my name is David Burford. The results of the US election shocked markets around the world, but have started to rally since President-elect Donald Trump made his acceptance speech. The New York Times reported that Silicon Valley is reeling after the result. The reaction in the technology industry was beyond grim. Most leading lights in tech had supported Democratic nominee Hillary Clinton. Foxconn is to release its third quarter results, its first since the acquisition of Sharp Corp. According to the Wall Street Journal, the results are expected to be weighed due to losses at Sharp acquired midway through the quarter. Sharp reporting a loss of $170.8 million. A modest profit decline is expected among analysts, $1.1 billion net profit being the figure taken from an average. Electronica 2016 took place this week, the leading show for electronic components, systems and applications. Global SMT and Packager Editor-in-Chief Trevor Galbraith was in attendance. He told the Global Electronics Report that Electronica had been a busy show with mainly incremental changes this year. The industry is still facing challenges with miniaturization and higher frequency devices. The industry is also planning for 5G. In the future, the Electronica and Productronica shows will co-locate with SEMI Europe. Whilst on his visit to Germany, Trevor also checked out ASUS's Technology Day at their Darmstadt headquarters. The motto for the event being Many Minds, One Mission, Trevor spoke with Florian Ritter for this exclusive interview.
Hello, we're at the ASUS Technology Days here today, which is an annual event which is pretty famous here in Germany actually for taking a unique look at how man works with machine. They actually go beyond just the typical line activity that you see at a lot of these technology events. Delighted to be joined today by Florian Ritter, who's the manager of business and
product portfolio development.
Product portfolio development. Okay, so welcome, Florian. So let's start a little bit talking about your pulse system, which seems to be at the heart of most of your systems here. Does that work with just your equipment, or does it work with approved partners? Tell us a bit more about that.
We started with our equipment, but then we saw that we need to integrate nearly all other vendors of the SMD line. So at the moment, we have up to more than 20 other vendors in our Pulse community. So they agreed to integrate our Pulse system in their software.
Okay. So, and you look at the different parameters that you measure on that, and you provide data on that as well.
Right, yeah.
I've noticed that you're also working a bit with augmented reality. Now, this is used in a support role. Right. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
The idea is to have, you always struggle with the communication in certain areas. Mm-hmm. If you have a communication to Asia, for example, via the phone, then you always struggle with getting the right information, what's going on on site. So we use, or the idea is to use this kind of virtual reality, these smart glasses, to see what the operator on site is seeing.
Right. So, and it's got an audio side to it as well. So
video and audio, right.
Yeah, so you can talk the engineer through it without having to.
You can also draw some circles or arrows inside the glasses. Yeah. So you can point to one component of the machine.
Excellent. Okay. Well, there's a lot of technology on display here today, but I mean, one of the things I did notice is that you're using, you had some lines there, but you're also using a lot of islands. Now, talking about factory space, how that is at a premium, doesn't that use up a lot of space doing that?
Of course, the space will be larger for the lines because you also need some lines for the robots. Mm. But we think a vision. We showed the vision of our smart factory, how it could be, right. And this vision consists of islands because you are more flexible when you have islands. Because if you have a single SMD line and one machine is down, then the whole line stops. Yeah. With islands, you are more flexible in this way, so you can shift to another machine off of one island.
Okay, and presumably if you're doing some different types of manufacturing that don't need to be used in every construction, you can use the islands.
Yeah. Yeah.
let's talk about the skill sets that are going to be needed, because obviously with automation there will be a slight reduction in labour, but the people that are going to be left working in these factories, are they going to need a whole set of new skill sets?
I mean, I'm responsible for software in the future, so software will be an important kind of a machine, and so you also need some software skills. You need to understand how a smart factory is working. Right. So I think, yeah, you need more software skills.
Right. So will there need to be more data engineers?
Of course, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's certainly interesting, and it's developing at a very rapid pace. But I want to thank you very much for inviting us to the Technology Days today. It's been a very interesting insight. Great. So there you are, the very latest from ASUS, who are leading the field in a lot of ways in different parts of the factory automation debate. This is Trevor Galbraith reporting from Dornstadt in Germany.
Qualcomm, one of the world's largest chip makers, has made a donation to IT-SCI Responsible Minerals Programme. IT-SCI is a highly successful initiative supporting 4 countries in the African Great Lakes region with marketing of minerals and community projects for tin, tungsten and tantalum. The programme supports governments with tagging and traceability of bags of minerals for 1,500 mine sites across DRC, Rwanda, Burundi and Uganda. Qualcomm had made a previous donation 2 years ago to help start improvement of health and safety in the mining areas. Earlier this year, the Organisation for Economic Cooperation and Development praised the remarkable progress of IT-SCI and stated in a report that it is the only on-the-ground traceability and due diligence programme that has to date been able to demonstrate a clear impact on mineral production and exports. Mouser Electronics has revealed the winner for the innovative International Space Station Design Challenge. The winning technology, created by Andy Philo, is a device that launches femto satellites, which are round about the size of a postage stamp. A video recently released discusses the innovative design featuring engineer Grant Imahara. Here is an excerpt.
And the winner is actually here with us. Let me introduce you to Andy Philo. Hi, Andy.
Hi, Grant.
So let's talk about the femto satellite. What exactly is it?
This is a femto satellite.
Okay.
It has a microprocessor. It has a number of sensors on it, a magnetometer, a gyroscope, and then we're also using the memory. These are things that can describe asteroids passing by, coronal events from the sun, and cosmic rays from the stars.
So how does the 3D printed part interact with the femto satellite?
This represents a section, but each one of these little gills holds the femtosat. So I would successively then load these in, and the spring will actually fling them out like little frisbees.
Imahara said that hundreds of really interesting entries were received, and while inspirational and fun, it was really tough to judge. ISS Design Challenge is part of Mouser's Empowering Innovation Together for projects such as bringing superhero technology to life, to 3D printing a semi-autonomous car with drone technology. That's it for this week. Check back next week for more top stories from around the electronics world.